Okay, what year's your Jeep?
2021.
Alright, we got a 2021 JL 2-door. And we're about to do a 2.5-inch coil space, or not coil spacer, but spring lift. So he could fit some 35s underneath here because rolling stock just isn't his style, you know. This is a sport, right? A base model sport. So he went off-roading with us last week, and you know, this was already in the plans before we went off-roading. So we're trying to get him to get this done so he can actually go out there with us. But the lift kit that we're doing is a Rough Country. What did you pay for this?
It's 500 or 450.
So it's your basic spring spacer. So you come with 4 springs. You have your 4 shocks. Your sway bar links. Your bump stops. And then your shocks. So it's a very basic kit, but it's going to do the job perfectly to get him up in the air, to clear some 35s. This lift, like all of them, it comes with their catalog, and then it comes with their instructions for those if it's their first time doing it, or if they just want the extra reassurance for in case they miss a step or they're not sure what to do. We should be able to get this knocked out pretty quick. So let's get to it. After today, it won't be like that. Yeah, just know how light they are, man. It's just, you forget how small they're supposed to be, how light they are when you have to handle the bigger ones. It's just like, man, I wish they were all that light. Now, for my greatest trick. Finally got some. Thanks to Richard. He finally went out and got a pair of these. And this is going to make quick work of situations like this that we would have to put a socket or a ratchet or whatever. Instead, we got these guys, and now we can put these to the wringer and see how well they hold up. Everything just the same size ball. Everything, you know? Makes life so much easier. Bet you're ready to see this done, huh?
Yes, I need to see if the 2.5 inches is going to be big enough, or if I need to go to a 4.
No matter what you do, you're always going to regret with a choice. It's like, 2 will be enough. Should have went 3. You go 3, should have went 4. You go 4, I think a 6 would be good. There's always going to be something else. So this would be more than sufficient for what we're going to be doing. But when you get ready to go up, let me know and we'll get it on there. Now, you bought your Jeep how long ago? A couple months, right?
It's been like over half a year.
Yeah, probably about a half a year ago.
About 6 months. So you've been waiting a good bit for it.
I've been waiting ever since I had my first one.
Oh, back in what, 2008, right?
2008, when my wife wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah. Well, that's like Julia, right? She got her Jeep, and it was like 3 days after we bought it. She's like, I'm tired of waiting. I just want to see it on there. I just want to see it done. We already ordered everything, waiting for it to come in. Day 5, she was already itching, just like, I just want it done already. I just want to see it done. Like, I've been waiting so long. It's like, we've had it for less than a week. You know, you haven't waited long.
Yeah.
But patience is a virtue. But when you want something, that crap goes right out the window. There it is. All right. So what I always try to do when I'm working on vehicles is, if you have experience, if you don't have experience, just try to look at what side's the more difficult side to do. And always start with the hardest side, always. While you have energy, you're in a good mood, you're excited to do it, you do the worst part. So that way when you get frustrated, aggravated, you're tired, you run out of energy, now you have the easy side to do. You start with the easy side and use all your good spirit, and when you go to the hard side, you're just gonna get frustrated and angry. So you start off with the hard side, that way when you go to the next side, it's just smooth sailing. You're like, oh man, this ain't so bad, it's easy. So you always start with the front and you end with the rear on any lift kit, because the rear is always the easiest to do. Just like with these bump stops, that passenger side, that track bar bracket's right in the way, it's the worst, man. But this one, room for days. Okay, so these shocks, with two different sizes. The ones for the front are typically going to be longer than the ones in the rear. And they actually have a code on them here. And you can normally look in the installation manual and see which code is for the front, which code's for the rear. Also too, when you're working on these, if you don't want to lose where your bolts go, I have a habit where anytime I take a bolt out of anything, I put it right back where it goes. So that way, no matter where I'm at on the lift, if I take a day off, if I come back a couple hours later, I have to go to the store for something, for whatever reason, I don't mismatch my bolts and leave them places and figure out which bolt was this, or where's this bolt, or where's that bolt. It just makes life a lot easier when you know exactly where your bolts are for what. Now you can't do that in every situation, but you can do it in 99% of them. So another tip, if you guys love using y'all's 12 points, 12 points are great when you have a very tight room. You have to get in there and you only have so much room to move because you have so many different positions you can get in there. But if you have a slightly rounded over bolt, or a bolt that looks like it's going to strip, or it's really tight in there, a 6 point is king when it comes to slightly rounded bolts or bolts that are extremely tight, because then it's not going to slip. And if it does, you got bigger issues than just that bolt being over tightened.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like we're never actually gonna off-road 2 days in one place, huh?
Well, I want to in Missouri. That's the plan for Missouri.
But they're talking about going to Hot Springs, so we'd only be there for a day, and then leave. That's why we were trying to do the 2 days there.
I know, because I want to spend 2 days in one place.
Celebration of.
That way we don't have to rush the trails or anything like that. That's the plan, but we could talk about it further.
Whatever. And I remember saying that.
So what's the plan? Are we going to go to Arkansas or Missouri? Because like what Richard said, it'd be cool to be able to go to Missouri for 2 days in Missouri. Joseph.
It's Joseph's.
Like I said, so we're going to go to Arkansas or we're going to go to Missouri for 2 days. Because it'd be cool to not have to rush the trails. Especially going 12 hours.
That's fine, I don't care, we just you suggest it, so I'll tell him about it, so if
Yeah.
you don't want to, then when you.
Well,
Arkansas is beautiful though, so
I mean, I don't,
I've seen Arkansas before. Okay, let's spend 2 days in Missouri now. On the trails.
They go to Arkansas actually fairly often.
well, then let me just pop by there and check it in.
They actually, I think they have, like, he has family somewhere around there.
Yeah, word of advice. you plan on doing some actual off-roading with these, pull these off before you do. Because I don't know if you've seen our rims or not. They're going to shatter if you don't. So, I don't know if I just remembered wrong or if it's different for the 2 doors or the 4 doors, but the longer shocks go in the rear kind of makes sense when you think about it, because the longer sway bars go in the rear, the longer sway bar links go in the rear, the shorter ones go in the front. But man, I could have sworn on that 4-door LJ, the long shocks went in the rear. Same thing for the JK, but maybe that's the difference between the 4-door or 2-door. Maybe I just don't remember correctly. So always check your shocks. That's what I do. Whenever I pull them out, just to double check, I always just compare the front shocks to the rear shocks and see which ones are longer and short. And maybe I just don't pay attention. I just do it. Either way it goes, just don't put the wrong shocks on the wrong end, because you might pull them apart or you might bottom them out and blow them out when you're off-roading. So I don't think it matters if you're just driving on the street, but I know it would definitely matter when you take it off-road. So, but that's the cool thing about being human, is you're going to make mistakes. As long as you catch them and you don't make the same mistake twice, you'll be all right. And this was only possible from extended jack. Yeah, it worked out pretty good. It's lopsided and unlevel and it's all rickety, but man, it gives 5 extra inches to your lip. So that way, whenever you're trying to do work like this, you can get 24 inches instead of 19 inches, which is great. Eventually we'll buy a Daytona jack. But like I was saying earlier about the shocks, just double check, make sure your shocks are right from front to rear, the long ones where they're supposed to go. There's a quote, I don't remember who said it, but it goes, a man who makes no mistakes is a man who does nothing. And there's nothing wrong with making a mistake as long as you don't make that mistake twice. So just pay attention to what you're doing and have fun while you're doing it. Try not to get too frustrated, guys. It's all for fun, all right? All right, got your lift done. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, I like it.
So now he's going to he's using the stock rim, so he's going to go and get it done tomorrow and get the 35s matted on here. So we don't have any aftermarket rubber, but when he gets it done, we'll get some pictures and post them at the end of this video, which will actually be on this video. So I guess I don't really need to mention it. You want to take it off-roading now?
Yes.
You're actually going to go?
Yes.
All right. And he got bit by the bug last time we went out, right? Getting him to drive his truck down those rocks?
Correct.
It's a big difference. Big difference from riding passenger versus actually doing it.
It is.
All right, well, let's get the rear end taken care of and let's get these tools put up.